Hi, good morning, and welcome to another installment of Magic Monday. If you are returning to my channel, then hugs and kisses to you. Thank you so much for coming back. If you're new to my channel, welcome to you too. My name's Angelina, and every Monday I put up a Magic Monday video. Usually I'll detail anything from self-empowerment or like inner power to inspiration to just general witchy stuff, witchcraft, magic, altars, things of that nature. So welcome. Today I am going to be talking about selenite, some of its uses, and also going to give some details from a spell that I did about a month or two ago, in which I did a cord cutting, and it was actually very cathartic, and I feel like it was very therapeutic. It kind of helped to settle my mind about things. Here we go. As many people already know, selenite comes in many forms. I have a stick of selenite. Kind of looks like this. This is a little bit rougher. It's still pretty polished. I might have mentioned in one of my other videos, sometimes with selenite, I like to kind of just sit and like rub up and down on it, and it's actually kind of helps to calm me down. But I don't think that's selenite's primary use. Most people know selenite as a crystal that can clear energies or kind of reset energies in certain spaces. So I do like to keep a lot of selenite around for that as well. So the reason that I picked up my selenite dagger is because if you notice this compared to this one's a lot more finished. It's smoother versus this one, but both do the same thing. I want to bring in the selenite dagger for a second. I found this on Etsy a couple months ago, and I was really drawn to it, despite not really knowing what the dagger is used for. I have seen selenite daggers before, or different kinds of daggers within witchcraft, so there is some symbolism there. Maybe I'll get into that during a different video. Ideally, the dagger is used for cutting. It's like a knife. It's got that little handle like a sword. And when I hold it, I just feel so powerful. What you can do is you can cut energies with it. Recently, I used it to make a cord cutting spell. Truthfully, I don't have any supplies on me right now because it was kind of a lot to pull out and just kind of sit in front of me. And to be honest, this video was a little last minute. But let me tell you a little bit about what I did for my cord cutting spell. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it. Do your research online, find something that resonates for you if you are interested in cord cutting or severing ties with a person. You need to be careful with it because you harness a lot more power than you know sometimes. So for me, I had to make sure that I was coming from a more even place. Let me give you a little background. I had a friend who kind of wronged me. She was lying to me a little bit and just kind of betraying my trust. Of course, I was mad about it for a while. The thing is, now that I've kind of had a while to chew on it, think about the ways that she did this or maybe her motives for doing it, I don't feel as angry anymore. However, I still don't really wish to know this person. I was seeing her around a lot and kind of keeping up on her indirectly. You know, sometimes people will tell you things about a friend and it's like, okay, yeah, that's great. I'm glad she's doing great. But I just, we drifted apart. We just choose not to really keep in touch anymore. And now that I've had time to kind of work through what she's done to me and the feelings and the emotional reactions that come along with betrayal, I now feel like I'm ready to just kind of let things go. I'm gonna let her go. I'm gonna let the situation go. But when I found myself ready to let it go, there were little things trickling back into my life. Again, like people keeping tabs on her and letting me know what she was up to. And again, it's like, that's great. I don't want it. I don't want to hear about her anymore. Right? He knows. But anyway, I decided that I would try a cord cutting spell to see if maybe she would just kind of ease her way out of my life. The universe would kind of just bring us a little bit further apart than we already are. Because there's really no reason for me to keep up with this person anymore. And after a lot of thought, this is my choice. This is me consciously choosing for my mental health, for my physical health, that I do not need to know this person any longer. So here's what I did. You take a candle. Ideally, you want a birthday candle because it involves rolling. I did not find a birthday candle, but I did find a tea light. So I'll explain how I made that work in a minute. Basically, you take your birthday candle. You want it to be a color that kind of works with the situation. So for me, I actually chose pink because I don't wish anything bad on her. I want her to learn to love herself. I think that her lack of love for herself kind of led to some of what was going on. Maybe that was the reason that she did some of the things that she said she wasn't doing, and whatever. We won't get too deep into it. I ultimately decided that it would be helpful for her to maybe find a little self-love. You want to take the pink candle and you roll it away from you through some like anointing oil. I used honey. It was a little sticky, didn't burn too great, but again, it goes with the theme of self-love. So you roll it away from you because you're sending her the love. And you roll it in any herbs that resonate with the feeling or situation. So I used lavender because I want us both to be at peace about the situation. I don't want her to have any turmoil. I don't want to be left with any turmoil or bad feelings. So I then rolled the anointed candle in some lavender. Put it in a safe place to let it burn. The birthday candles, that is a little bit easier because you can kind of like melt the bottom and then stand them up. Now with me using a tea light, I only had a pink tea light on hand. I put a little bit of honey in the base of the tea light, and I just kind of went in a circle, imagining that I was sending it towards her. Her house is positioned that way. And then I dabbed the lavender in there, and it was ready to be lit. When you light it, I like to write down like a little mantra on paper. So I wrote down her name, and I wrote down that I no longer wished to know her, but I wished her no harm. I let it burn like a sigil. So, I get it smoldering, I drop it in my cauldron. This is the part that really felt therapeutic for me. I took my selenite dagger. I closed my eyes. You can have calming music on. I had a room that was completely dark except for the candle lit. And I imagined a cord going from me to her. For some reason, I was imagining like in the solar plexus area, whatever might have connected you. Maybe it was words, maybe it was minds, whatever you connected to that person, whichever way, I'm sure will be easiest for you to visualize. Imagine a cord running from you to that person, and what I was doing was I was pulling, and I was physically standing here pulling the cord out of myself until I gave it enough distance, and I would take pieces and I would slice it with my dagger. Really, I just stood there and I did that for as ever many times as I felt to completely cut that cord. For some people, it might just take one solid slice, and in your mind, you feel better. You feel that energy has been released. For me, I was standing there doing it for quite a while. I was doing it as I imagined memories of us, or as I remembered things that we shared, and truthfully, I just went through them and I sliced until I felt better. I decided that I would journal about it for a little bit, so I wrote down why I was doing it, why I felt the need to do it, and that was pretty much it, honestly. I feel pretty good about it. Now, this is a little different than like a banishing spell in which somebody will physically leave your life. It's not as if this person doesn't exist anymore. I still see her on social media. I know that she's just doing her thing, and that's okay, because at this point I just don't keep up on her. I don't keep up on where she's at in the way that a friend would. So in my mind, I feel like we have severed ties. It doesn't mean that this person has just like magically disappeared. It's just more of a mental and emotional cut. If you are looking to banish someone, I would do a little more research on that. I personally don't have any insight on banishing spells because it's not something that I believe in doing. And I know that that's one that you need to use a little bit more caution for. So if you do and you think that it's something that you're interested in, just make sure you cover all your corners first and do all your research. That's about all that we have for today. Bye, Nico. We will see you next Monday. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to keep up on all the latest stuff. And keep coming back every Monday for more magic, motivation, and inspiration. Take care, everyone.